Okay, be patient, Ezlo. Hello everyone, and welcome back to more The Legend of Zelda, the Minish Cap for the Game Boy Advance. And that's quite a long title. In this episode, we're going to be getting further through the game by going onwards to the second dungeon in the game. But first, we're going to see these guys where they will sing like, say, the Smurfs. I don't know, that's the only example I could give. This mine belongs to Malari and us, his 7 apprentices. Did you ting along, tong along all this long way to get your sword repaired? The boss is down on the lowest level. I like how it's highlighted in green. That's the thing that they're going to do in a lot in these Zelda games. There are particular words that they'll just highlight in red, yellow, or green because it's an important one, I guess, or something. I don't know. Ting along, tong along, dig down, dig joy in the ground. It's kind of awkward for me to read that because it's a song, but I really do not want to sing in this LP. I mean, that would be just embarrassing. So, I'm definitely not going to do that. I don't want to humiliate myself. If you head outside from here, you can go see the mine the humans dug. But the boss doesn't let anyone go in there without permission. So, we can't really go there just yet, meaning we have to talk to Malari in order to go onward to the second dungeon. But first I want to chat to these guys because I love the dialogue in this game. How many times have I said that now? Ting along, tong along. Huh? What? Who am I? Well, I'm no less than the 3rd best of the Minish metalsmiths. I'm making swords with the boss. Ting along, tong along. Huh? What? Who am I? Why, my lad, I'm the 2nd best of the Minish metalsmiths. I'm making swords with the boss. So those two Pikoris there, they kind of say the similar thing, but instead, you know, they just say I'm the 2nd, I'm the 3rd, and all that. Green clothes and an odd hat. Sir, might you be young Link? Just like in Super Smash Bros. Melee. Great, had to reference that. I am Malari, Master Smith. I hear you want me to reforge the sacred sword and help break a curse. I'll be needing the old sword, which holds the power of the elements first. Show me that broken Pikori blade. I love all this adventure, what with the rescuing of princesses and such. I'd be happy to reforge this thing into a brand new sacred blade for you. Well, we are about to give him the broken Pikori blade, and hopefully he will fix it. It'll take me a while to rework your sword. In the meantime, you should track down the missing elements. One of them should be in the mine the humans dug. It's not far from here. Alright, let's get started. There'll be a while, Link. Let's leave them to it and find that element. So, while they're gonna repair the broken Pikori blade, how about we go onwards to the second dungeon in the game. So this time, he will move out the way. Oh, and it didn't have that one in Deepwood Shrine where it went da-da-da-da-da-ding. Because, you know, for Starry, when he moved out of the way, it played that for some reason, even though it was just a guy moving out of the way. I don't know why they made that so important. But it's good to see they didn't do it this time. It wasn't really a major issue in the first place. Why am I even going on about it? Hey, that stone marker crumbled, and there's another one of those symbols. You know, no matter how many times I see that happen, it still rattles me. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it rattles me too. I wonder what it is. Anyway, welcome to the second dungeon, Cave of Flames. Wow, it's hot in here. Come on, let's not stand around wasting time. Find that element so we can get out of here. Well, to be honest, it's hot in the area I record as well. But I won't go on about that, so let's just break these pots and get a couple of hearts. Even though I'm full of them, but I felt like doing it. This run we will encounter new enemies, which are bob-ombs, and it's clear to see why, because, you know, they're the enemies from Super Mario 64, except they got red eyes instead. Now, a word of advice, this will make it a lot easier. We could pick up the bob-ombs and throw them or hit them with our sword, but if you just use the gust jar, it makes your life a whole lot easier. So instead, because when you whack them, they just go all over the place, and it's really hard to control yourself from not getting hit. Your sword won't make a dent in their thorny armor. Flip them over before you I just did that! Jesus Christ, how many times is Ezlo going to be blind in this LP? Great, and when I say blind in this LP, you're probably going to think I'm like playing this blind. Great, why did I just say that? You got the compass, use it to find the locations of hidden items. But I don't really have to go on about that because I've done it before in Deepwood Shrine, you know, you just get a compass, it shows you where all the chests are, and that's all good. This enemy here though is a rupee like. It's basically like the likes in the NES Zelda, where you know if you get touched by one you lose your shield, but instead what those ones do is they take away your rupees, so you want to make sure that you don't get hit by them. And there will be times actually in the game where you'll see like a whole square full of rupees, and you're gonna think that looks a bit suspicious because the middle one might contain a rupee like, so you want to make sure that you don't fall for that one. But this is what happens if you hit them with your sword. Now can you imagine me hitting all of those bob-ombs in the same room? I would have lost a lot of hearts if I did that, so that's why I prefer using the gust jar. But you can do it any way you want to, I don't mind. Let's just take out these red choo-choos. And actually, I forgot to mention something. You know the choo-choos that are grey and spikes happen? No, not spikes happen. Spikes come out of them when they're still or something. The official name for them is called spiny choo-choos. That was something I just forgot to mention before. But let's just... oh wow, brilliant. We got two of them at once, that's pretty cool. This must be what the humans who built this mine used to get around in here. Maybe we should hop in. What? After all this, you don't expect me to believe you're scared? There's nothing to be afraid of here. Come on, let's go. Okay, now this is where the mood suddenly changes of Ezlo. You saw right there that he's very courageous, is it courageous? I don't know. To go in the minecart, but look what happens when we do. I love how it just repeats the voice clip there. Sweet jumping jellyfish, that was awful. Hey kid, what are you smiling about? I knew it was madness to risk our lives in that rickety human contraption, but now let's just stick to our feet. Well, I mean, your feet. So you know before he was like, oh don't worry, this minecart's gonna be safe, and just after it he's like, that was terrible. I don't know, it's just again, you know, the dialogue's really funny, it makes the game more engaging. But enough of me being really weird. Let's just suck up this bob-omb and shoot him all the way over there because he hopefully... What? Oh, okay, I hit it. It played that tune, so I knew something happened, but I just didn't see it happen. Because when I shot it, it got to the door for some reason. Well, I guess I don't have to worry about hitting those guys then. Let's just go on to the next area and take out these guys. What is it with me getting two at once in this episode? This is just going brilliantly. Seriously, and this is like, you know, before I record. And one thing that's weird actually is this. You wonder why there's a square? Well, when you defeat it, one of these will appear. And here's another weird thing that Ezlo says. How interesting. So there was a portal hidden away in here. Whenever you want me to shrink you down, just hop up here and press R. Okay, so he's surprised that there was a shrink Picori thing hidden here, but he's not surprised that killing the enemies is what causes it to arrive. Again, you know, it's a bit weird, but again, I just really like the dialogue because of how crazy it is and all that. But with that, how about we avoid these guys? These enemies that I forgot to mention earlier actually are spiny beetles, and it's good to see why, because you know, they're beetles with spikes. And if anything, they kind of remind me of the Koopas from the Mario series. You know, the ones which have the spikes on the back of them? But with that, we just want to keep rolling all the way over here as a Minish. And there's one thing I've got to say actually. One thing I do like about Minish Cap is the puzzles that you do when you're a Minish. Because when you're a Minish, you know, you got to try to figure out which bits make you big and all that again, and you know, hop into little areas, avoid little enemies coming at you. It's all really good, but I think I'll go on more about it when we get to a really good part actually where you will do puzzling as a Minish in this area. And one thing I don't understand is this. Our sword cannot defeat pots or anything, even though it's a sword and you think pots are easily breakable if you can just pick up and throw them on the floor, but it can extinguish flames. Zelda logic, that's all I have to say. Anyway, let's just go get this, which is the map. I don't really have to go on about that though, it's a map, shows you where it is, and that's it in a nutshell. We'll just go all the way down here and of course get a kingstone piece, which will be very useful in the future. And what does Ezlo want now? Oh my, it looks really, really hot in that lava. Trust me, falling into that would be a bad idea. I'm sure you agree. No, it's lava. Come on, it's perfectly safe. I mean, if you fall in, you're gonna be cold. I mean, it's not too bad. You're not gonna die or anything or burn alive. Come on, that's stupid. Again, you know, just Ezlo's really weird in this area, but I do like his character a lot. Again, let's just extinguish these flames with our swords somehow, and hop onto this thing over here. Make sure it doesn't crumble, because if it crumbles, you will just fall into the lava. Now these new enemies we have encountered are called Rolobites. If you ask me, it kind of reminds me of like a certain chocolate and gigabytes from a computer. At least that's what I think anyway. Either that or I'm just crazy. You got 50 rupees. You must be very happy. I am actually very happy because now I've got 151 rupees, which is very useful. I was about to say which is very handy. That was a common thing I said actually in my 3DS Ambassador Let's Play of this game. In other words, the horrible one that you must avoid and I might delete one day. Is every time I just got something, I just said, oh, that's good, which is very handy. I don't know, I'm just trying not to say it too much in this LP because it got really annoying, and that's another thing that made the LP bad. Well, to be honest, my Minish Cap LP, the very first video I did, was right bad from the start. But then again, everyone's first LP isn't the best, but my one was just, ugh. I can't describe how terrible it was, that's for sure. So with that, let's just push this into the hole and we get a small key. Use it to open locked doors and blocks. You can use it only in this dungeon. Yeah, I think we know that. You said that in Deepwood Shrine. There are a lot of times in this LP actually where I'll just like read this thing which I've already read before. I didn't really know any way to explain it. Again, here we are with the voice clips. I just love Link's shrieks just over and over again. It's not that I enjoy it or anything, it's, you know, it just shows you how limited sounds were back then, and I don't know, I just find it really humorous. Since we've changed the path though, let's see where it takes us. I've really got to start laughing at that. Okay, so with that we are now here, you know, in the area where we were a Minish. So this time we are normal, and we will take out these spiny enemies. Sorry, spiny beetles is what I meant to say. With that though, that means in this area, we could not really get past it as a Minish, because otherwise we would have fallen down and lost a heart. But when we're normal, we can, and I just barely avoided that. I swear that hit me, but oh well, I'll take it. It's good to have weird collision detections engaged sometimes, but not in Donkey Kong Land 3. Seriously, Donkey Kong Land 3's collision detection, if you ask me, is really weird. I think I remember going on about that sometime in the LP actually, but there were just times where I thought, come on, I didn't touch that enemy. But we're not going on about Donkey Kong Land 3 here, we're supposed to be going on about Minish Cap. Let's just bomb through here and acquire this. You got a piece of heart. You completed a new heart container. Your life energy is being replenished and increased. So now we have 6 heart containers, which will make life a lot easier. There are times though, just in Zelda games, where when you collect a heart container, you're just so satisfied because it makes your life a whole lot easier. Definitely. And mini boss, great. These are spiny choo-choos, and like I was saying before, let's just eliminate them all before they kill me, because that would be fun. But I'm going to use my spin attack actually, because it stuns them as you can see, and it makes life a bit easier. You could use your bombs, but I just like using spin attacks and normal attacks, because with bombs I like using them wisely, because otherwise I'll run out, and there will be a particular bit in the game where I think, oh, I could really do with a bomb right now. Because, you know, I need to get items and all that. But, with me going on about something way off topic to the mini-boss, how about we acquire the new item? You got the Cane of Paki. I think it's Paki, is it Pacey? But throughout this LP, I'm going to pronounce it as Paki, or in short, Cop. This mystical rod has the power to flip things over. Use it to charge up energy in holes and then fling up out of it. I got a bit tongue twisted then for some reason. But simply all the cane of Paki does, it's a cane, and you flip things with it. So you see this rock over here, we can't get to it, but with the cane of Paki, we can flip it round. And that's really, really good detail for a Game Boy Advance game, if you ask me, with the way it flips over and the details. It's really good. Again, the visuals just on this game are really astonishing. Hey kid, why don't, he keeps calling me kid, why don't you take that cane of Paki and fire it at that hole? I mean, you never know what will happen until you try, right? I'd like to, but it's been 15 minutes and I like to keep my videos short, unlike last episode. So I reckon we are going to call things off here. Next time on The Legend of Zelda, the Minish Cap, we will be getting further through the Cave of Flames by using the cane of Paki a bit more. So take care guys, and I will see you in the next one.